healthy lifestyle is within reach. All you need is a little inspiration.
Generosity is really the fuel for life.
The necessary tips.
Jump in, jump up, jump down.
And the right fuel for your journey.
A little protein boost without all the fat.
Here's what's coming up on today's episode of Living Healthy Chicago.
It makes them feel special to know that someone they've never met is taking the time to think of them.
A positive outlook can help the recovery process for kids in hospitals. Find out how you can help.
I felt like I had this shame, and I didn't want to tell anybody.
Hepatitis C isn't uncommon, but there's still uncertainty and myths surrounding the virus. A local expert tells us what you need to know.
There's no pesticides, all organic matter. It's a really healthy situation.
And guest host DC Crenshaw gets a taste of the farm right here in the city at the Bristol in Bucktown. All that and more starts now. In this first story, you'll see how one student's illness inspired her to spread happiness to kids all over the country.
Growing up, I was really healthy. I was actually a competitive gymnast, and out of nowhere, I started just having a lot of joint pains and different things that the doctors weren't really sure what was wrong at first, and eventually I ended up being diagnosed with a rare connective tissue disorder.
In the 7 years since her diagnosis, Jen spent more time in the hospital than many will spend their entire lives.
I've had to undergo over 26 surgeries throughout really the last 6 years. And during one of my most difficult hospital stays, I received a handmade card that really impacted me, and I just wanted to be able to do that for other kids.
Jen wanted to bring that happiness to kids in similar situations. She started the organization Cards for Hospitalized Kids to deliver handmade cards and smiles to patients across the country.
We do things like You Rock or like Never Forget How Amazing You Are. When kids are missing out on so much and they're, feeling different and isolated from their peers, it can be very difficult, and I think that can add significantly to their physical condition. And so even something as simple as a card, it just shows them that they're not forgotten, and it makes them feel special.
Hospital stays can be especially hard for children, and raising their spirits becomes even more important.
It's so difficult, and especially for kids, because they're missing out on so much and things that most kids take for granted, like being able to go to school, even just having homework and things like that.
If you think about it, their day-to-day, it's filled with doctors and nurses. We want them to be kids while they're here, so various ways of lifting their spirits helps make them kids and helps to let them be who they really are. That socialization, normalization piece, you really see how that affects their hospitalization.
Jessica is a child life specialist and says higher spirits can mean a quicker recovery.
It's extremely important to have the proper mental state to heal physically. We believe a strong, healthy mind will make a strong, healthy body, and it's all about the emotional and psychosocial component. Once you have a kid acting like a kid in a safe space where they're used to being the way they are outside of the hospital walls, they're going to start healing physically as well, and the recovery will be much, much quicker.
To date, Cards for Hospitalized Kids has mailed cards to all 50 states and put smiles on over 600,000 faces.
Jen is an incredible inspiration. She has started an organization that literally is changing the lives of our hospitalized patients and their families. It's so fabulous to see the reactions of not only the patients but the parents, to know that there's other kids out there who are thinking about their kids at this time of crisis for them in their life is so special. Their heart warms and they just get these huge smiles on their faces.
For me, I was fortunate to have so many great people around me when I was going through these things, and I saw so many kids that didn't have that, and I just wanted to be able to really just do something to help them. I know what those kids and those families are going through. I've been through it myself, and I'm still going through it myself. So to me, it just means so much to be able to brighten their day and impact them. It's just incredible.
Up next,
I had absolutely no reason to believe that there was anything wrong with me.
Find out why doctors say all baby boomers need to get tested for hepatitis C. But first,
it just ups the ante a little bit, can take that workout to the next level.
I head to Equinox to check out a workout that's making waves.
Tuesday, ladies, locked and loaded. Why so many Chicago area women have set their sights on concealed carry permits on Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
Have you been ignoring your body's aches and pains? It's time to change that. Connect Chiropractic Clinic offers patients top-of-the-line care to get them back to feeling their best.
As soon as I stepped in here, I knew this was going to be good.
In our office, we make it a point to educate and motivate the people to live longer, healthier lives. When you can take somebody's life and give it back to them, you just can't describe with words exactly how well that feels.
Patients come from near and far for Connect Chiropractic's caring approach.
I have seen people who have come in the worst of shape, but by the time they leave, they feel better and they feel refreshed, and they leave with a smile on their face every time.
And we actually treat every patient as if they're a member of our family. They come in here, they get better, they're happy, and they like to return to see us.
Find out why Dr. Connect's patients think he's the best. Call Connect Chiropractic Clinic today at 773-525-9100.
When it comes to health and wellness, remember, it's all connected.
Online Commuter Cast, brought to you by your local AMCO Total Car Care Center. Transmissions, engine checks, brakes, shocks, and more. People who know go to AMCO.
That old car is worth money. Call Victory Auto Wreckers at 630-860-2000 for a quote, or save money with used parts. Victory Auto Wreckers, 710 East Green in Bensonville near O'Hare, 630-860-2000.
When my father was injured in a nursing home, we hired a lawyer to help, but we never hear from him, and our calls are not returned. Good thing we switched lawyers and hired Pinchas and Mullins. They took over and got our family $575,000.
I'm attorney William Pintus. If someone you love is in a nursing home and has suffered from bed sores, sepsis, falls, physical or sexual assaults, malnutrition, dehydration, medical mistakes, or choking, call me now. You pay us nothing unless we get you a settlement.
TV's funniest mom, Allison Janney. Next, Rachel. Monday morning at 10.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation. That's right, half off your entire project. You can save thousands. Choose from luxurious plush, durable Berber, or textured Frisé carpet. Empire's 50-50-50 sale won't last long. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Hey, that's the last crescent.
Oh, did you want it?
Yeah.
We'll split it.
Made fresh, so light, buttery, and flaky.
That's half.
That's not half.
Guys, I have more.
Thanks, Mom.
Do you have enough Pillsbury crescents?
Well, I drove Grandpa to speed dating this week, so I should probably get the last roll.
Yeah, but I practiced my bassoon.
And I listened.
I can do this. Everyone deserves ooey gooey Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. Make the weekend pop.
10 years is a long time. 100,000 miles is a long way. So choose the right car. The Hyundai Elantra, with America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. And it was named a 2014 top safety pick. Test drive the Hyundai Elantra during the Hyundai 100,000 Reasons event.
Get an Elantra for 0% for 60 months or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Visit buyhyundai.com.
For Dean's Weekend Movie Reviews every Friday, text Dean to 97999. Sponsored by Million Dollar Quartet.
Hi, it's Lou Manfredini. Join me Sunday mornings at 10:30 on WGN. We're going to help you maintain your home, enhance your lifestyle, and get things done.
Brought to you by your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
Living Healthy Chicago is sponsored by the University of Illinois Hospital and Health Sciences System, changing medicine for good. If you think boot camp classes are hard, try adding water to the mix. Yeah, I'm here at Equinox to try out their Aqua Boot Camp class. Now, Jen, why is this class good for everybody?
The water takes away about 90% of your natural body weight. If you're coming off of an injury, takes the resistance off your joints, off your bones, off the musculature. But if you're really young and active and you want to increase the intensity, add a little bit to the mix, the water is going to do that for you. It's going to be at about chest height. So everything that you would do in the main studio, adding that resistance and the load from the water.
Why don't you show me 2 moves that we're going to do in the pool?
Okay, today you'll probably see a jumping jack. Think about it. With the water,
because
you're going to have to resist in the arms, and the water puts additional pressure on your lungs. So you actually have to work harder from a cardiovascular standpoint. Another move, sure, you're going to do some sort of squat movement with maybe a curl. Think about how much more resistance is happening in that curl with those water weights and having to pull through the water, but absolutely no stress.
This water workout provides relief for your bones and joints and intensity to keep your heart pumping, making it a great workout for anyone. Let us know what your favorite workout is. Send us a tweet at LivingHealthyTV. You've heard about hepatitis C, but doctors and patients say there's a lot of misinformation out there. So we teamed up with a local expert to find out what you need to know.
My son was in first grade, and they had a blood drive at his school. And it was a train wreck blood draw. I mean, they couldn't find a vein. It was just bad. So they said, you'll get your results in about a week. A week later, I got the letter in the mail telling me I tested positive for hepatitis C. I had absolutely no idea what it was, and back then there was not that much information, and the stuff that was there, it was a death sentence.
Hepatitis C is a viral infection that affects the liver, and according to the CDC, 3.2 million Americans are infected.
The most common reasons that we see hepatitis C transmission would be blood transfusions before the blood bank was screened, sometimes through contaminated needles with intravenous drug use, sometimes through non-professional tattoos. But typically, there has to be blood-to-blood exposure to transmit it.
I was born with an extra ureter tube in my body, and it had to be removed. When I was 4 years old, I had surgery, and it ended up being more complicated than they thought, so I had a blood transfusion. And then all those years later, I found out that it was from the blood transfusion.
Debbie says the various risk factors sometimes stigmatize the virus and those who have it.
I was very closed-mouthed about it at first, because then when I did start learning about it, it was IV drug users, it was sexually transmitted, it was all the things that I had never done before that I did not want that stigma to follow me.
As she learned more, Debbie opened up and within a year of her diagnosis, started a support group to help others.
It's like the elephant in the room, so to speak. And I want to be able for that stigma to go away. Even if I did do drugs, or even if I had all the other things that they say, it doesn't really matter. What I say to every person that walks in my door is, it doesn't matter how you got it, you have it, we're going to address it, and we're going to take care of it. What's happened in the past needs to be left in the past.
Dr. Colwood says it's important for everyone to know these three things.
I think the first thing that people need to realize is the importance of testing. The Centers for Disease Control has recommended that we start testing the baby boom population regardless of whether or not they have a risk factor. And that's mainly because the prevalence or the commonality of the disease in that population is much higher. And it's important to realize that not everybody with hepatitis C has an underlying risk factor. I think the second thing that people need to realize with hepatitis C is that it is not a universally fatal condition. Not everybody with hepatitis C will go on to develop cirrhosis. And the third part that's important to bring up about that is there are effective treatments. We're actually seeing more and more people become cured of hepatitis C. And by cured, I mean that the medications that we are currently using are only for a finite duration of time.
Today, Debbie's hepatitis C is non-detectable, but she's still dedicated to destigmatizing the virus.
Sometimes I think people still have the stigma. They will always wonder, really, how you got this disease. It's made me more driven to really help others, because emotionally, this disease is as hard to deal with as it was physically. But once you're done, you have a second chance at life. You have a whole new lease on life.
Still to come, allergies can be brutal, but a few simple changes will have you breathing easier.
It really does help you live longer, which is an impressive feat.
We're raising a toast to celebrate the health benefits of beer. Stick around. We're here at Midwest Vein Center, one of the first vein centers in the area to offer endovenous laser treatment for varicose veins. Midwest Vein Center not only successfully treated thousands of patients with state-of-the-art procedures, they've also helped train doctors from across the country on this revolutionary technique.
Some of the symptoms of varicose veins are achiness and heaviness of the legs, pain over the varicose veins, and swelling of the ankles.
My experience having varicose veins was very painful. I just felt kind of older than my actual years. It was difficult. The payment process for the procedure has been really easy, to the point where I have not even had to call the insurance company myself regarding coverage.
Varicose veins cause a lot of pain, so fixing varicose veins is something that can really prevent complications in the future. After age 50, 50% of people have varicose vein problems.
Midwest Vein Center has the latest technologies available for treatment of varicose and spider veins.
One of the most common things that we use to treat varicose veins is an endovenous laser treatment. This is a wonderful alternative to surgical treatment of veins.
Midwest Vein Center offers a high level of personalized care.
During the procedures, they were great about making me feel comfortable and just letting me kind of go at my own pace.
One of the best things about Midwest Vein Center is that we take the time to listen to our patients and spend the time it takes to truly diagnose what's going on.
Midwest Vein Center is a completely professional group of doctors and medical professionals, and they're caring, they're accessible.
Patients say they had no idea how easy treatment would be and impressed at how effective the procedures were.
I was expecting to get some relief, which I did almost immediately. Now my procedure is done. I'm feeling tremendously better.
Contact Midwest Vein Center to treat your varicose veins. Call 888-400-VEIN or visit MidwestVein.com for more information. Schedule an appointment today.
Time and Temp is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Four Seasons, Chicago's #1 choice for heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services.
Walk Day is a very special day for us. It gives us the opportunity to celebrate with other families. It's a chance for the autism community to gather and further our cause. As a parent, we're always looking for answers and the possible cure. Autism Speaks has made a big difference in our lives. Thanks to them, they were able to pass insurance reform, and now our son's therapies are covered by his insurance. Our 1 in 88 can't wait.
To find a walk near you, visit walknowforautismspeaks.org.
It's Darvin's Ultimate Mattress Sale. Right now, save 50% and more. Plus, get free delivery, setup, removal, and recycle. Get it all during the Ultimate Mattress Sale through Monday at Darvin Furniture.
Allergy medicine not working? There could be a simple scientific explanation. Your symptoms aren't caused by allergens. They're caused by your body's chemical responses to them. Antihistamines target only one of these responses. For some, that's not good enough. Introducing Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Its powerful anti-inflammatory stops more, relieving your worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for a full 24 hours. It's full prescription strength, now available without one. New Nasacort, now available at Walmart.
How many times have you heard, it's not in stock, but we can order it? Well, you won't hear that at Tile Outlet. At Tile Outlet, the floor and wall tile on display are warehoused in large quantities, so you'll walk out the door with your purchase. Our everyday prices are as low or lower than other stores' sale prices. For saving, selection, and product availability, come to Tile Outlet, 2444 West Fullerton in Chicago, just 3 blocks west of the Kennedy Expressway. Tile Outlet, where you'll always buy for less.
First with local news, first with weather, and first with your morning traffic. WGN Morning News, first at 4, weekdays.
I'm here with Dr. Pat Warren, who's going to give us 3 quick tips on how to keep your allergies in check.
Some simple things that you can do is, one, if you have central air conditioning, really look at your filters. Try to find higher filtration screens that you can use and clean your filters if they're the replaceable kind. Consider getting room HEPA filters. Room HEPA filters kind of filter out the air, decrease those allergens in the environment, and can help minimize your symptoms. You can also cover your pillowcases and mattresses so that you don't get a lot of those dust mites that can cause and trigger more of the allergies. There are also other ways to treat allergies. So one is that you can use medication. So there are intranasal sprays that help decrease inflammation in the nose. There are over-the-counter antihistamines. But what people forget are there are a lot of natural ways to approach your allergies. One of them is using a neti pot that helps rinse out your sinuses. And if your allergies still aren't well controlled, really consider seeing an allergist for allergy testing.
For more tips on how to keep your allergies in check, head to our website, livinghealthytv.com. Running groups aren't anything new, but running groups that meet for drinks afterwards? See why the people in this next segment say the pairing isn't as strange as you might think. According to the CDC, running helps control weight, reduces stress, and promotes general well-being.
Come on, Brad, lead the way.
For Brad Perkins, adding beer to the mix makes for the perfect pairing. For the past 5 years, he's headed up the Chicago Beer Runners Group.
We have 1,400 members now, about 50 who are pretty active, and we meet here and we run, it's a standard 3 miles, and then we go inside and we all sit around and have drinks and have dinner, and it's, you know, friendships have evolved. I actually met my wife in this group, and everyone has become friends because of two shared passions.
Brad says the two activities aren't as different as people might think.
They're both very social activities. Running, especially serious runners, really like to have a group of people to run with, not necessarily to run every step with, but to talk about races or do races together. And drinking beer is one of the most social things you can do. It's also both very relaxed. You know, you show up and you're who you are. I mean, you're a runner, you like to drink beer, you can do your two things that you enjoy doing, and we'll always be here at the bar waiting for you.
I think running groups that socialize with beer afterwards is wonderful. First of all, exercise is great. Running is a wonderful exercise for people. But not only that, to socialize afterwards with peers and friends and get to know people is healthy as well. The thing that makes it so great is the entire experience, the exercise, the socializing, and the beer effects.
You heard it right. Beer brings some actual health benefits to the table.
One of the biggest benefits of beer is decreasing the cardiovascular risk. So men drinking up to 2 glasses of beer or wine actually reduces heart disease by 20%. For women, it's 1 drink a day. It also decreases stroke as well, and has a chemical called silicon in it, which really helps bone growth. In Europe, there's some studies that show that people who drink, for whatever reason, live longer, 1 to 2 years, with people who drink moderately.
And moderation is key. Dr. Kare says more than 1 to 2 drinks counteracts most health benefits. But when enjoyed in moderation, he says certain properties in beer help runners in particular.
It's actual calories and a little bit of hydration that help the runners after 3 to 5 mile run. They say a pint of beer is just as good as a shake or a glass of milk. So it has the benefit of replenishing the body's electrolytes as well.
For Brad and the rest of the group, finding a balance is key to leading a healthy life.
It's important because it keeps you happy, it keeps you healthy, it gives you energy to do other things. And a group like this moves on into going out for drinks or going out to festivals or going to running races together or finding other interests that you have in common. And I think that's a good thing about living a healthy lifestyle and being social and being in a group like this.
Next.
Happy, healthy. People should remember that.
We're sending guest host DC Crenshaw out to Bucktown to find out just what makes farm-to-table food so darn good.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has half-carat solitaires for $4.99, 1-carat $9.90, 2-carat solitaires for $19.90, and 1-carat studs are $5.99. We have most sizes and grades of GIA diamonds, guaranteed the lowest price. Buy direct, the jewelry exchange in Villa Park.
Our results speak for themselves. We've represented over 10,000 clients over the past 29 years. We have collected millions of dollars for our nursing home clients. Is your lawyer getting you these results? I'm attorney William Pintus. If you have a loved one in a nursing home who has suffered from bed sores, medical errors, sepsis, falls, physical or sexual assault, malnutrition, dehydration, or choking, call me now and we'll investigate your case. You can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You pay us nothing unless we get you a settlement.
My heroes play sports,
wear capes,
or crowns.
My heroes teach others,
sacrifice for our country,
and run into burning buildings.
Now it's my turn, our turn,
and your turn to be a hero.
Join the Secretary of State's Organ and Tissue Donor Registry.
It takes very little time, and one donor can save or greatly improve up to 25 lives.
Go to lifegoeson.com.
Become a hero today.
When you visit a loved one in a nursing home, please ask them how they are being treated. Often they're too scared to talk about their care for fear of retaliation.
The Illinois Nursing Home Care Act protects all nursing home residents.
Falls, fractures, bed sores, ulcers are all signs your loved one needs your help and deserves better care and compensation.
Call 1-888-MOM-AND-YES for your free consultation.
If we cannot collect for you, yes, our services are free.
MomandLaw.com.
Why are so many local women getting locked and loaded? WGN News Tuesday.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has 1-carat certified solitaires for $19.90, 2-carat certified for $59.90, 2-carat rings and studs are $39.90, and most sizes and grades of GIA diamonds, all with a low price guarantee. Buy direct, the jewelry exchange in Villa Park.
Stop setting yourself up with diets that don't work. Come to Connect Chiropractic to find out how their ideal protein weight loss system and unique one-on-one coaching can help you.
Ideal Protein is a partial meal replacement diet program. We have over 54 food items to choose from. Not only does it taste good, it's organic and preservative-free.
I've lost 25 pounds in just the first 4 weeks of being in the program, which is really tremendous for me. I've been able to get off my blood pressure medication, which has been a long-term goal of mine. I just feel a lot better, a lot more active and ready to go.
Personalized coaching sessions help patients develop smarter eating habits for continued success.
Ideal Protein is just hitting the Chicago market. In our office, we're seeing lots of our patients lose an average of 3 to 7 pounds a week. Not only are they taking it off fast, they're keeping it off.
Make Ideal Protein your last diet ever. Call Connect Chiropractic now to sign up for a free weight loss workshop. 773-525-9100.
Interviews, highlights, and more. Don't miss the Hyundai Leadoff Man, hosted by me, Len Casper, all season long on WGN. Brought to you by Hyundai.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit hungry and there's nothing really good around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of living off the taste of the air. Turn around, Barry. Finally I have a manly chocolatey snack and fiber so my wife won't give me any more flack. I finally found the right snack.
The Bristol was one of the first farm-to-table restaurants here in Chicago, and I'm here to see why it makes their food that much better and that much healthier. Let's go check it out.
Hi, I'm Chris Pandell. I'm the executive chef here at the Bristol. We source our foods as locally as possible. Our menu changes fairly frequently based on what's available from our small farmers that we source from. We try to not adulterate the food too much. We do very honest cooking. Which leads towards kind of a peasant-driven menu, if you will. Very simple, honest food.
All right, Chef Chris, we're back here in your kitchen, man. What are we going to cook today?
We're doing a really, really simple, clean fish dish. We're going to use porgy, which is a really rich fish.
Okay.
And it's super high in omega-3 fatty acids. Just a tiny bit of salt and olive oil. And this is just regular parchment paper.
Okay.
Right? So this is super simple.
What made you choose porgy?
It just so happens that porgy is really rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the same way as salmon would be,
right.
But this is sustainably fished. It's harvested from clean waters. It's line caught. You know, we're not dredging up the bottom of the ocean every time we go to catch one. So it's a better alternative.
The sauce is boss, and this dish is no exception.
This is just a simple puree of English peas.
English peas.
A little bit of shallot.
Okay.
And a big handful of fresh mint. For a dish like this where it's really light and kind of refreshing, the peas will give you a little bit of starch to help actually fill your belly up so you won't feel so emaciated after the fact. Also what I've done is taken some spring onions. We're going to do a little bit of olive oil in here, and this is going to be a base for our sauce at the end. The onions that we're using right here are fresh from the farmer's market, straight out of the ground. The obvious nutritional benefits of that are that there's no pesticides, all organic matter. It's a really healthy situation.
We char our lettuce on the grill, a great way to add flavor without the salt or fat.
Before we plate this entire thing up, we're going to take some of these spring onions, and I'm just going to take the tops really quickly.
All right.
And I would love to have you do this, but
I could probably do it, but I may end up losing a few fingers.
We don't want to see it on TV.
No, definitely don't.
We've got a tiny bit of fresh mint here. All I have here is a really light mint vinaigrette, which I made with just a touch of buttermilk, apple cider vinegar, and a touch of olive oil.
Time to get this porgy plated.
Time to dig in, my friend.
Let's dig in and enjoy this dish. Who says it doesn't have to taste good to be healthy?
We work in flavor first.
Yeah, there you go. It has a really good texture, really light.
Absolutely.
Not oily, really great flavors.
Normally with some of the healthier fishes, you're losing a lot of texture and a lot of depth. And the porgy can stand up to that because it's got a meatier texture.
Yeah.
Still with all the health benefits, though. You taste the really light fish and the light pea puree, and then you get this char, brings it to the next level.
For more information about this dish and for the recipe, go to livinghealthytv.com.
Thanks, man.
Here's just some of what you learned on today's show. Jen Rubino's made it her mission to bring smiles to kids in hospitals across the country, and you can help. Destigmatizing hepatitis C starts with learning the right information. And exercise, socializing, and beer make for a unique and healthy combination. To learn more about segments on today's show, head to our website, livinghealthytv.com. And don't forget, keep up with us on Facebook and Twitter.